Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the small-time tournament, round 3 between Chocolate and Wetnoodles. We are going on to game 3 in this series, as Chocolate was able to take one with some standard Marine Marauder pressure against Wetnoodles, who was slow with his expansion and just did not have the army size to deal with it. But then, in game 2, Wetnoodles able to hide a Stargate and apply a huge push to Chocolate with 3 Void Rays and lots of Zealots and Stalkers and Sentries, and able to win that game. And so we are now on game 3 on the Shattered Temple. I am Nacho Cheese. This is my first time casting games. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'm having a great time, although my throat's starting to get a little scratchy. I do have some water, and that is helping tremendously. Now again, this is for the small time tournament, which is a casual tournament hosted by Zen, is his StarCraft name. His Reddit name is RabbitBot. So he made the initial post yesterday on Reddit. Was hoping to get a little bit of interest, maybe 10, 20 people. 86 people signed up for this tournament. And so we have been having a great time playing lots of games. I've been casting a couple games, and this is round 3, and we're going to be moving into the quarterfinals after this set of matches. It should be very, very exciting. Now, more about the small-time tournament. It is a gold and platinum level tournament. So while these are not professional level players, they are better than your average forever bronze or forever silver player. And so we have seen some very interesting, very high level action in games. Although there have been a good share of Turtle Fests as well. Now again, this is the MLG version of Shattered Temple, which adds these little supply depots to the bottom of the ramp, which is not a huge deal when you don't have a Zerg player in the match. When you have a Zerg, it really helps that Zerg player defend against early bunker pressure. The other thing about these MLG maps is it prevents close by ground position. So Chocolate, for instance, knows that since he spawned here in the bottom left, his opponent, Wetnoodles, cannot be here in the top position, because that is a close by ground position. They are, however, close by air, as I believe both players know. And yeah, both players able to scout each other's bases. Chocolate trying to sneak this SUV in here to do something sneaky, but it may have been spotted by that probe. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like Wetnoodles is not doing anything to try and take out this SUV. So that SUV may still be able to get away with whatever sneakiness he is planning. I don't know what that could be, a hidden proxy barracks, or maybe a proxy factory, and go for some Hellion harassment. But Wetnoodles, again, also going for a hidden building. We'll see if he's going for this hidden Stargate or not. Chocolate, having lost to it last game, should be ready for this. But we will see what happens. Now we do have Chocolate finishing his wall-in. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is completely standard here. Down at the Protoss side, he's chronoing out his Warp Gate research. He's building some Zealots. I'm not sure Zealots are the greatest against Terran. I would prefer waiting for those Zealots and getting some Stalkers, although it may be worth it to defend against some early pressure. We do see some Marauders and a Marine going down to possibly apply some early pressure to this opponent. We do see the proxy Stargate again going down for Wetnoodles. It won him the last game. Can it win him this third game so that he can advance in the tournament? Now we do have this SCV and these small amounts of units coming in here. Our Protoss player only has these 2 Zealots out on the field, and these Marauders do have concussive shells, so they can kite this all day. Wetnoodles has to bring his probes off the line to scare this off, but he is losing a lot of probes. And Chocolate just able to walk in here and do really as much damage as he wants. All these losses, that one Marine, which really was not that useful to him anyways, did not have that slow effect. And now he's just coming in here doing even more damage. He's not going to be able to kill this gateway, but he is killing a lot of workers. He killed that Zealot, and now we are seeing Chocolate has killed 3 workers and 5 total units with this early push. Now, a Stalker is out on the field, but Marauders pretty darn good against Stalkers. However, the Stalker is going to be enough to clean this up. That is a big disadvantage, though. Losing 525 resources worth of units to only 400 from the Terran, as well as just the mental game. Wetnoodles is now on the defensive. He knows that his opponent just did a lot of early pressure and has to be thinking, he did that early pressure, he's had time to either expand or to tech up or to get a big army, so I've got to be careful. That's exactly what he's thinking. Unfortunately, there's not a huge army here, only 2 Marines and 2 Marauders. However, he does have these 2 extra barracks finished. He's getting a reactor on both of them, so he's going to be going for heavy Marine play. An engineering bay going down, that will allow him to get turrets and defend against this proxy Stargate, which is again just going for Void Rays. Wetnoodles must have gotten the memo that Void Rays pretty darn good units, just in general. They do extra damage against his Marauders, they do extra damage against buildings, as buildings also count as armored, as you can see there. And right now, Chocolate does not necessarily have the Marine count to deal with it, but he does have 2 barracks with reactors, so he will be pumping out 4 Marines at a time. And if Wetnoodles doesn't step up his game, he could start getting really ahead in his air unit count and just overwhelm that small amount of Marines. We are seeing him move forward and take the tower. Very good. You know, he was in that defensive mind, and now he's trying to regain map control. I don't know if you saw this Marine Marauder ball walking by, but he is going to avoid it, and I believe that Chocolate just had enough vision to see that this was happening. Wetnoodles forced to pull back his entire army and revealing the Void Rays. So now Chocolate, if he is smart, is thinking, where did those Void Rays come from? I haven't seen a single Stargate from his base. He's got to know this proxy is here. As you see, he's throwing down this missile turret. He's got to have more than that, though. He's got to have some missile turrets in his base, because this pressure is, again, going to catch him off guard. Now, these Marines moving in here, stimming, taking out 1 Void Ray, 2 Void Rays go down. All these Stalkers and Sentries getting way hurt. These Zealots in here doing a lot of damage to the Marines that were trained in here. And this Void Ray is still alive, but there's a lot of forces able to come in here and clean this up. These Marines able to do a lot of damage, take out all the Zealots to more than half life damage on the Wetnoodles Void Ray, and he's able to get that out with his life. But clearly Wetnoodles was looking to win again with that game, and it did not go nearly as well as he would have liked. As you see, he's about 24 food behind in supply count, and he has lost 1,300 more resources worth of units than his Terran opponent. So that attack really did not go well. Chocolate saying, oh yeah, I feel so good, I'm going to take out that supply depot, even though it isn't doing anything. Why not? Why not, Chocolate? You see, Wetnoodles has a pitifully small army. This Marine Marauder push with Stim really could finish the game, as all he's got here substantially are these 3 Stalkers and this Void Ray. Now this amount of Marines is going to take out this Void Ray really quickly if he focus fires. Good Guardian Shield is going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but it is not enough. He takes out the entire army of Wetnoodles, and he's able to just move in here, ignores this expansion going down, just going straight into the tech buildings. The only tech building Wetnoodles is going to be able to save is the Stargate, but without any workers giving him income, he's not going to be able to build anything out of it. We see now a massive food disadvantage, more than 50 food behind. He had to pull the pros, all those pros getting destroyed as Chocolate stutter steps back and is able to just destroy everything without taking any damage. A Zealot warping in here, that's not going to do anything. GG, well played from Wetnoodles. Wetnoodles able to take game 2, but just not able to keep up the pressure. He went with that same build he went with game 2, and Chocolate was just ready for it, caught him off position, and was able to finish that game up. Now, that was an exciting game. We're going to be moving on to the quarterfinals now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this test. I have enjoyed it immensely. Congratulations to Chocolate for taking that series of 3. Thanks so much to Wetnoodles for playing in our tournament. I hope you had a lot of fun, and hope to see you in future small-time tournaments. All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys for the quarterfinals.